Welcome to Illustrator Jones, everybody. Once again, yes, it's another episode, and it starts off as a scribble sketch episode, but then, I don't know, couldn't get it right, so I thought I'd show you. It doesn't always work. You sometimes have a block in your brain, so I started with this exploding eyeball out of this big circle that I drew. I basically didn't like it, so I changed. You'll see anyway. You'll see me, rub it all out with the eraser and start again. I actually start again twice. I just wanted to show you that I don't know. We can all have a bit of a block. I wasn't sure where this was going. You see, I thought, I don't know what it is. Wanted to do something a bit different. And I didn't like the legs, it was too stilted. And anyway, how is everybody? I hope you're well, and I hope you're enjoying drawing. And so that Pepsi eraser, my daughter bought me that, and it's a very good eraser actually. Or as we call them in Britain, a rubber. Anyway, so it's still very, very hot outside. So here we go. I thought I'll draw the character first with the monsters biting him, as if it's just bitten him, and he's like, and trying to shoot it with his gun kind of thing. Oh, and it wasn't doing anything for me. I'm drawing Captain Panic. Yeah, that's what I'm drawing. I'm drawing Captain Panic. I quite like him at the moment. And I thought, okay, let's try that, but nah. Didn't like that one either. No good. Start again with the character now. So I just did the character in a pose, and then whatever comes behind it, whatever's chasing him, hopefully the expression on your character's face or his movement will inspire you to draw something. Inspire you to whatever it is you're going to draw behind them. I thought somebody behind me then. Yes, so this is Captain Panic again, as if he's just gone through the star sphincter and he's appeared on this other planet or universe. Who knows? And he's found himself in a bit of bother. Now, this drawing, see, with him, I didn't do his body long enough. I don't know, I was really struggling drawing. So, but I didn't give up. I didn't, stupid drawing, I don't want to do it anymore. No, I kept going, and I altered the length of his body, so that his legs are a bit further down. Have I done? Yeah, there you go, look, there you go. Because he was a bit short up in the air. And then I wanted to draw him with his Flash Gordon ray guns, blasting away at whatever it is that comes behind him, that's chasing him. So it's all, at the moment, I have no idea what I'm going to draw in the background. I haven't got a clue. So but that's what I like about these, about drawing. You go as it sometimes just appears out the pencil, and you think, oh, there we go. I did like these little plants. Didn't want to do just generic bushes and things. I wanted to do an alien kind of plant life. So I based it something on, under the water, under the sea, coral kind of thing. And then that gave me the idea. See, I drew that as like the corals under the sea. Giant land shark. Now, one of my most favourite of horror movies, monster movies, is a film called Tremors with Kevin Bacon. I can't remember who the other actor was now. But when I saw that, I saw it on TV. Oh, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Thought it was great. And that's what I went, and they originally that film was going to be called Land Sharks, I think. So I I did my version of a land shark, which has got the body of a dragon, strangely enough. You know, a Chinese dragon. But I did give him big, sharp teeth. And a very ugly nose that my daughter looked at and went, ooh! So that's a good reaction. Towards the end of this, when I've coloured it in, my son, oh, I like the colours you've used. I thought, oh, you know, I'm always learning, you know, I think, oh, that works, so try and remember that if you can. Can't always remember everything, though, that's the problem. But, yeah, if you're wondering what the noise is in the background, it's my fan. It is so hot at the moment. It is July the 21st. No, it's not. It's June the 21st. And it's really hot. And I thought to myself, I'm going to stick in Space Jaws. You know, like a movie poster kind of thing. I never really try not to use fonts if I can help it. From other places. I try to draw all my own hand-drawn text. And even the fonts I use for the speech bubbles are my handwriting made into a font. And we're off to inking. Yes, already off to inking, so I'm quite happy with it if I'm off to inking already. His little helmet bubble thing. And for some reason Captain Panic is wearing a balaclava all the time, and I don't intend to take it off. You probably look like Seamus Gumshoe if I take it off. Oh dear. Yeah, so that's where I'm going. So all the inking now with my brush pen, my Pentel brush pen, which I love those pens, absolutely love them. Wonderful line that you can get with it from thin to thick. Fantastic they are, really, really nice. A lot of people use dip pens to do that kind of thing with, which, you know, if it works for you, fine, but I just find them a bit messy, and I don't like the constant to-ing and fro-ing from the ink. I quite like having it constant, you know, and also not splashing everywhere if possible. But if you want to see that kind of art, go and see Kyron Seaman's studio on YouTube. I'll put a little link up there on the side of the screen for you. Fantastic. He's scratching the page, you can hear ink going everywhere. Wonderful to watch. He's got a lot of followers. He's well worth subscribing to and getting inspired to draw by. So he's a good lad. He's really, really clever. He's a proper artist, not nothing like the rubbish I come out with. So yeah, Kyron Seaman's studio, go and see him on YouTube. Yeah, so I'm sticking all these teeth in, the big tongue inside his mouth. And yeah, I was quite pleased with the big angry shark kind of thing. Although I did give him little T-Rex arms. Sorry. So yeah, now I was doing the foliage and the plant life of this planet. I put a nice thick line around the main character in the foreground. Again, I learnt that from Bill Making Stuff and Dan Does. I watched Dan Does yesterday do a video, his latest drawing video, where he drew with a Bic pen. I can't show you a Bic pen, I haven't got one. Anyway, it's just a biro basically. And he draws these creatures while he's at work. Oh, that's it. Stick my hand over the drawing, Chris. Anyway, Dan Does. Go watch that. Brilliant. It's very, very good. He does some beautiful, beautiful drawings. Yeah, I'm telling you about all these people, you know. There's some fantastic artists on YouTube. You don't get that anywhere else, that kind of content. Absolutely amazing. Sit there watching people draw. Now, yeah, putting detail in with a fine liner now, which are Unipin pens, the same people that make the Posca pens. Really nice pens, they last quite a long time, they don't run out quickly. The nibs are good and solid, they last for a long time. I really like those. I can't recommend those enough. And I think for about £10-12 you can buy, I think it's about 12 pens in a big packet. So very good, all different sizes. Yeah, so his little claws. Now this was frightening me a little bit. This one was worrying me, you know, is where to put all the shadows, and it went all right in the end. I think it's okay. Yeah, so my drawing ability always needs improvement. I think anybody's does, to be honest. You know, at all the different levels of ability and practice. You know, I've been drawing since I was a kid, so, you know. But if you're starting out drawing, just draw very simple shapes and stick a couple of eyeballs on them, a big mouth and some spots, and, you know, and just have a load of fun with it. Start that way, don't worry about what to draw. Space Jaws. Yeah, I quite like that. Space Jaws, it worked out alright, that. So I'm cross-hatching the leg and the arm, because it is in shadow, and later on I just get the ink and just make it go black, and I'm not entirely convinced that that was the right thing to do, whether I should have left it as it is now. You tell me. I don't know. I have no idea. Try me best. But yes, it's all coming together now. There's a lot of work in this drawing. I did like it though. I did enjoy doing it. I love these exaggerated movements, you know. It's putting them into positions, into poses that are very expressive. There you go, see? Don't know, I think it does work with the black leg. You can put a little bit of detail in it later with the Posca pen. You know, you can add a little bit of white just to denote folds in the clothing, maybe catching the light kind of thing. And that's what I did. I don't know. What do you think? Not sure. Should I have left it cross-hatched, or, you know, do you think the black is better? Now I quite like this little idea. I put a strip of black denoting the shadow underneath the creature. What's he doing? Hello? Oh, okay, you're back, are we? What was he up to? Anyway, yeah, so I'm putting some dark shadow underneath. Making his hand on the other side of his body, of the monster's body, black and in shadow. Now you can, with that brush pen, you can get very fine lines with it. You know, you can get extremely fine lines. But then after that, go to the fine liner and you know, really fine tune it. But there, I'm quite happy using the fine liner on those bits. Putting some shadow under the goo that's coming out of his mouth, which later will become blood. I'll get it. Okay. Name the program. Name the animated program. Leave it in the comments. Just showing up my childhood. The last reincarnation did not go according to plan. Anyway. Oh, I used to love that show. I can't tell you what it is now because I want you to guess what it is. I wonder if anybody got it right from the last one I did as well. Yeah. So yeah, just do cross-hatching now under his chin, and as it comes from under here to there, it gets lighter and lighter. So the finer the lines you use. I don't know why my throat is so croaky. Oh my goodness me, it's hot. It's absolutely boiling. I hate this weather. Absolutely hate it. I prefer to have it cold than this. Oh, you can't do anything in it. Yeah, so putting his inside his mouth in shadow now with fine liner. Thinking about the way the line goes. Tell you who did that really good explanation of that is
Dan does, not Bill making stuff, you idiot.
Takes you to the sweet shop. That's the one, and he does a drawing in the sweet shop while he's in work, and he shows you how to do all this cross-hatching and light directional shading and everything. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Learnt a lot from that. Learnt a lot. And it just shows you though, you don't have to have all this fancy kit. He just does it with a Bic biro. You know? So funny, isn't it? You seem to think, oh, I've got to have this to make me do well. No, you don't. No, you don't. Just practice and have fun. That's the main thing. And you can tell. Dan does has a lot of fun. I did say Dan does, didn't I? Not Bill making stuff. Yeah, it's Dan does that does that drawing. Yeah, put a little bit of shading or drop shadow underneath the text, which I really struggled with because I couldn't remember where to put it. The mental turmoil that I go through drawing these. Rubbing out the pencil. Got to rub out the pencil. Oh yes. Bye bye pencil. Bye bye pencil. Bye bye. Yeah, I use a plastic rubber. It's called by Style. If anybody's wondering, you can get a couple of them for a couple of quid. Really nice rubber. Doesn't stain the paper or anything. Sometimes erasers can, move the ink and not the ink, the pencil and stain the paper. Onto the computer now. Hello, computer.
Computer.
Computer. Hello, computer.
Ah.
If I got to do that every time now.
Hello, computer.
Name the movie again. Come on. Oh yeah, just tidying everything up now. So I wanted to show you how I do this. I go in, all the text, tidy up the edges, clean up any overlapping lines. You know, making sure it looks tidy. Because when I print it out again, I print out a black version on the laser printer. But I reduce it slightly. It's usually just to fit, to fit it into the paper better. So it reduces it slightly, and it tightens up all the lines in the drawing. And then you colour that one in, and the lines are a little bit tighter and they're a lot darker. Yeah, that works really well. So I end up with two drawings. I end up with the black and white one like this before it goes into the computer, and then the one that's printed out and coloured with alcohol markers or whatever it is I colour it with. Sometimes I use watercolours, but I haven't done that for a while because I do like the finish on the alcohol markers. They're very nice. The look on them is lovely. And is it, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And you can pick up those quite cheap now, alcohol markers on AliExpress or Temu or things like that, Yeah, doing his back end of his body now, which is very dragony. Just tidying little things up in here. Neatening it all up. And then I wanted to draw a line going as if, the thickness of the glass is blocking. There we go. I didn't like that, what I did, so I put it back into black. Yeah, there you go. Oh yeah, I like that. And is he going to print it? No, not yet. I don't know, is he? I think he's printing it. I say he's printing it. Me? It's me. No, he's not printed it yet. He's putting the thumb in the black so you can see what it is. There we go, it's printed out now. And it's colour time. I'm off to colour. Yes, adding colour. So in the background I'm adding all the shade first. Adding all the blue shade first. So inside the mouth needs to be quite dark. And yeah, I quite enjoy doing it that way. Then I go over the shade with the colour, and if you need more you can add more later on. There you go. All the little shadows and everything. You can see them popping off the page now, can't you? And making them a bit more 3D now you've put the shading in. But I didn't put any shade on the character in the foreground because I wanted him to off the page. Yeah, I'm doing all his back end now. All under his belly and his legs would be under in shades. I've just got the you know, the light coming from the top above. Very simple. Whereas Dan does, he goes from above from the right hand side. You've got, I think all artists have got a tendency to do that, is to pick a side and then draw everything in that format. I think it's just easier. Yeah, I wanted a different green on his balaclava. And, yeah. I find it hard choosing colours sometimes, and this one turned out alright actually. You know, they don't always, but yeah, I like the leather look on his knee pads and his boots and his belt buckle, you know, his belts and everything. So that's what I went for on that. What did I use? I used a magenta for the gun, which is quite a nice colour for his guns, because I wanted to use a different red for the goal that is coming. You'll see it in a minute. Lots of, here it is. Here comes the goal. As if he's already eaten, but he wants more. He craves fresh meat. So he's chasing him down, about to chew him in half. Yep. So yeah, using different reds. Splitting up the planes. Don't do it all in one type of red, otherwise it can be a bit flat. So I think I'm using different red for up here as well. Putting a bit of blood and guts on his teeth. You got a different red again on that little bit. Just helps to make it stand out. Yeah. Now, what colour was I going to do the shark? Well, it's based on a great white shark, so they're grey on top, up here, and they've got a whitish belly, haven't they? So that's what I went with. So it's darker grey to a lighter grey, and then lighter grey underneath. That seemed to work okay, I think. Yeah, it worked fine. I was quite happy with that. Now, if you remember if you've watched these videos, you remember a couple of drawings back. Which one was it? I was scared to do the background because I thought, oh, I'm going to ruin the drawing, you know, because I was going to use a dark colour. I went for it on this one, and I used a very, very dark colour, you know, and it worked. I should trust the process more. Don't give in to fear. It's just, yeah. And I did a purpley tongue, which, it really worked well, that purpley tongue. I was going to use pink, but I didn't. Really, yeah, and then I thought I'll use up that purple on all the spots and everything, just to draw it all together as a cohesive drawing. Yeah, so he's going to do all the teeth a bit yellow now. Because his oral hygiene is appalling. And he can't reach his teeth with those little arms with the toothbrush. Now, when I started to do all the plants at the bottom, I had this conscious thing in my head. I'm going to use just purples and pinks, purpley pinks. And that's what I did. And instead of, you know, using multiple different colours, it's just using a limited palette, as they would say. And do you know it worked? See, I used that pink on top of these, so it kind of all blends into one. I'm getting excited about this because something worked for me, that's why, and I'm hoping that, you know, if it makes me happy that it works, that, you know, when you find something like this, oh, that worked, makes you happy too. Because this is the whole idea of doing this, is to make you happy. It's to cheer you up and get you creative, you know. So I'm putting a lot of really dark shadow in now, so I'm using a very dark blue. Very rich blue. Which I was a bit scared of. I thought, oh, is this the right blue? It worked fine. Not a problem. And it did drop everything back inside his mouth, so it didn't, you know. Yeah, I was really chuffed with that. Very chuffed. Well, I liked him. There's the dark blue. There you go. Look, this is me being brave now. Will it work? Will it work? Oh, you tell me if it works. Oh, I'll get some people going, no, it doesn't work, Chris. It's awful. It's terrible. And here's me trying to make the blue go lighter as it goes down. By just using lines, you know. And then I thought, that's me being a coward a little bit. And I thought, nah, I'm just going to go for the solid blue. So you'll see me go back up there in a minute. Here you go. See? Now it makes him pop off in the background. Have you noticed? The dinosaur pops off in the background. The dinosaur, sorry, the space jaws, the space shark, the land shark. Yeah, and it kind of really pulled together. So using a limited palette for certain things, not going nuts with the colours, it does make a difference. If you want your main characters, you know, and the antagonist to stand off the page. Now I like this effect. You might not like this. You might not, you know, don't have to do this. But the white line around the outside of the character, to me, makes him pop off the page. I think, oh yeah, I like that. But you don't have to do that if you don't want to. You think, oh, Chris, this is a load of rubbish. Don't like that at all. But I quite like that. Yeah, I've just got a little bits of highlights on him. Not too many. Not too many. Yeah, I think that works. Put some highlights on the plant life. I was using the piece of paper under my hand. If you're wondering why that is, it's because it's so hot. My hand was sticking to the page, like that, and it was like, oh dear. But yeah. It's all coming together now. I wonder, does this... Have I got the computer bit on this than the last bit of computer? Oh, do you know what? I don't think I have. Oh, in fact, I don't think I do any more on the computer with it. I think it's it. That's it. That's why. Which is unlike me, really, is... you know, I like to go in and fiddle and clean things up, but for some reason I didn't have to on this one. So it just comes to an end. I've enjoyed doing the voiceover for this one because I'm quite excited about it. So I think that makes a difference, doesn't it? When when you've drawn something and you're happy with it, you're quite happy to talk about it in a way. Although it's still difficult to do, talking about your work, because it's rubbish, really, innit? You see some artists and you think, why do I bother? But it's the joy that it brings you, so don't worry about that. Find your own style. Find your own way of drawing, your own little style. Even if it's based on somewhat on somebody else's style. Because it'll be influenced by other people. And stick to it. Yeah, I thought I'll stick some colour on the jaws thing, and I thought I quite like the white, but I would like to darken it at the top a little bit and make it pop. Probably just blown all the microphone now doing that. And yeah, just adding some darker and darker oranges. Which worked alright, that. Space Jaws! I think I do add some, a little bit of shading in the glass bubble because I wanted it to look like it's inside. Yeah, there we go. And I think that's it. So thank you everybody for watching. I hope you like the drawings. Please subscribe, leave a like and a comment, and share the video. Ta-ra everybody!